Oh hey, I didn't see you there. I was just playing some classic 3D Sonic. You see, I just played this other game, Penny's Big Breakaway, made by the devs of Sonic Mania, and it put me in the mood for some Sonic. All in all, it's been a pretty good couple of years for our good friend Sonic, but what if, like me, you're craving even more? Well, in what may be a world's first, I saw a useful YouTube comment on my video about aforementioned Penny's Big Breakaway. This person said to check out something called Rollin Rascal, which I'd never heard of somehow. And by Sonichu, I was blown away. Let's check it out together. Rollin Rascal is a fast-paced 3D action-adventure game where you play as this little dude and, well, basically you go fast. Now, unfortunately, right now this game is just a demo, but the good news is there was just a Kickstarter that I missed by like 2 days. I'm always late for this stuff. Anyway, there was a Kickstarter that earned $250,000, so I imagine it's safe to say this thing is getting made due to there being a clear audience interest plus a very competent demo. Let's dive into aforementioned demo, shall we? You play as the titular Rascal, and the objective is for Rascal to get from point A to point B, doing so as fast as you possibly can, and scoring as many points as you possibly can. And look, obviously we're not going to get through this video without some comparisons to Sonic. That's how we started the video, there's no point denying it. 3D Sonic is obviously the big inspiration here. Rascal is super fast and very floaty, and I guess it's just illegal to have a character move fast and not go into a ball shape, because indeed Rascal can turn into a ball, which is kind of just his head. So in this form you have a slightly different moveset. Regular Rascal just running around has your standard jump, double jump, in-air dash, an air kick move that goes diagonally down, and your standard homing dash attack that I will refrain from comparing to any specific blue mascot characters. In your ball form, you're mostly focused on going fast downhill, but you can also spin up to get going from a standstill. And you have this goofy bounce move that sort of feels like you're dribbling Rascal straight into the ground. In addition to that, taking inspiration from a different mascot series, Rascal can possess enemies and use their moveset, as well as just being able to use them for a super high bounce. So yeah, right now we're taking heavy inspiration from both Mario and Sonic, but what's wrong with that, right? There's been some fantastic games in both of these franchises, and you never know how long a company's going to be around, right? Not a bad idea to keep a spare in the freezer. So how's it play? Well, I think it plays really well. The first level you get is mostly a tutorial level to get you familiar with the mechanics of the game, and I think it delivers a decent sense of speed. This game also avoids a common pitfall with games in this genre. Typically when your character is supposed to be super fast, some precision is lost with the smaller movements. But I think this game strikes a nice balance, and Rascal feels good to control at any speed. The Rollin Rascal is also just fun to control in general. So much of my enjoyment of video games come from simply how you navigate the world. A classic example comes from the N64 generation with Banjo vs. Super Mario 64. Now, I love both of these games, but only one of them have I sunk hundreds of hours into playing ROM hacks of, and that's Mario. And it really is just as simple as Mario controls better than Banjo, so nailing movement is pretty darn important in my opinion. And I think Rascal is well on the way. I think my only complaint is he's pretty floaty, but I think that may just come down to personal preference. It's also worth mentioning this is pre-alpha, so if the game already feels good, I have high hopes for the finished product. Anyway, while I was talking in the background, we have just completed one of the 2 stages in the public demo, so let's check out the next one. It's very charming and opens the game up a lot more. You have a variety of ways to approach how you're moving around, and it's not strictly linear. The levels aren't going to be just a glorified track that you traverse. I was having a lot of fun just messing around with the mechanics of the game, and I was thinking, this is pretty neat. I'll definitely check this out whenever it drops. And then I realized the whole time I thought I was playing around in this stage, it was actually just the teeny tiniest corner of the level. Suddenly I break out into the rest of the stage and I'm blown away. The stage is huge with tons and tons of stuff to play around with. I mean, the goal is still obviously just to get from point A to point B, but this is just about the coolest way you could have accomplished this. There are so many different paths to take, I ended up replaying the level like 10 times to see it all. Now, at this point, I'm getting genuinely excited for the full release of this game, because level design is like the holy grail of video game design. No one can exactly pinpoint what makes it good, you just know it when you see it. And I'm seeing it here. If the devs can keep this up for the rest of the game, I think we have a real gem in our hands here with Rollin Rascal. And to be quite honest, from what I've seen, I do have faith this will be handled well. The game already feels really polished, and the promotional materials for the game are super sleek and exceed any expectations I might have for an indie game. And there's already a ton of features just in this demo. There's your standard gameplay, time attack, an online multiplayer mode, which is a great idea, I think. Check it out. Although during my time with this game, no one joined me, so I'm running all these stages by myself, but just imagine, there could be someone here racing you. There's already a good handful of these racing stages, and they look super fun, so Add a cool multiplayer mode is another reason to get excited. Also, you can even customize your rascals so you stand out. What? I just thought these colors look good. No reason. I just, I think it's a really solid color scheme for a guy that goes fast, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm mostly just making this because I love seeing indie games flourish, as I believe they are the antidote to the AAA problem that we are now plagued with. I'm really excited for Rollin Rascal based on what I've seen and played. As I mentioned earlier, the polish on what already is here is pretty incredible, so I'm hyped for the full release, and you should be too. Anyway, Doom Prophet out for now. I guess I'll see you guys in the races when the game drops. Or you'd know the next video because you can subscribe. What you know about that evil Sonic drip? Nothing. That's right, you know nothing about that drip.